I've seen this a lot on like TikTok recently, and I don't understand how people can compare the two.
We've all seen the Hassan situation by now. If you're unfamiliar, well, basically the streamer Hassan Abi said that streaming was more draining than a 9 to
Oh, I thought it was Aiden's people that was doing this 9 to 5 way harder. Yeah, 100%. And like I've been seeing that pushback where people are like, "No, that's way harder." And they're like, "Well, if you're a big streamer, it's more exhausting." Like, not really, bro. Like think about what being a big streamer is. You just fucking sit there. You pay people to edit your shit. You don't really even have to read chat cuz it's moving so fucking fast, so you just glance at it every now and then. I'm in the middle. Don't get me wrong, it's draining, but as far as like what's harder, 9 to 5 for sure. Depends on what jobs you're comparing to what level of streamer. I don't know, bro. I feel like any 9 to 5 is going to be harder than streaming just because you have to go there. Like streaming, you could just not stream if you don't feel like it. You could just like not show up. You can't just do that at a 9 to 5.
5.
Yes, a real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean?
Yes,
In
it
the
does.
same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will. A real job does not expend your social battery in.
I don't know about streaming, but as a man that's done customer service, I'd probably wager that streaming is a lot easier. It is. And I don't even fully do customer service, but just having to interact with people and like try to like, you know, provide some type of customer service, like it's draining, bro, especially when they're being assholes to you and you're like, I really just want to fight you right now, but instead I have to apologize.
In the same way as someone who did a sales job, a real job, okay? I'm telling you, as someone who did both, like 9 hours of constant performance and people pleasing taps you out from social scenarios. After 9 hours of that, I could probably do physical labor. It would not bother me, but I can't do more social. That's my point.
And after that clip, basically the debate on if streaming is harder than a 9 to 5 spread the internet like wildfire.
You know what's crazy, bro? Is I've spoke about it a million times. You guys are sick of hearing about it. I worked on the rigs, and guess what I wanted to do at the end of a long day? Not have a social situation either. So I guess it's just no matter what you're doing, if you're doing it for 8 to 9 hours, you're gonna be just exhausted at the end of the day.
Every news page was talking about it. People made videos about it. It was a hot topic for a few days. Now, me personally, I don't think that streaming is harder than a 9 to 5 because a 9 to 5 is physically and mentally draining, while streaming is only mentally draining. I completely disagree with Hassan when he says that a 9 to 5 doesn't suck the soul out of you, because they actually do. I'm pretty sure we've all worked a job before that sucked the absolute life out of us.
I feel like most people hate their job, and the reason people are so fucking depressed is because we know this is the rest of our life. I think most people have accepted that, and that's why nobody wants to work anymore.
Like, it's pretty common, but I do feel like there is merit to what Hassan is saying. Like, the way I see it is that, like, just because a 9 to 5 is hard, that doesn't.
I hate my fucking job. Me too, bro. With a passion. Every single day. Every single day. And what am I doing? I'm getting more certifications to get deeper into my job. Because why? Because I have to. That's why.
Doesn't mean that streaming is easy. I feel like a lot of people underestimate the amount of work that streamers actually have to do because of how lazy streaming looks. I mean, when you look at a streamer, like, they're sitting in a chair, playing a game, or reacting to videos, and people do that for free. So when you see somebody doing it for numerous hours each day and they're making money from it, it's like, oh, I could most likely do that. I mean, it seems pretty easy. I do that for free. So why not do it for some bread? But if I'm being honest, I personally don't think that streaming is easy at all. Like, I saw a lot of people trying to write this off as like anyone could stream, but not anyone could work a 9 to 5, which I completely disagree with.
I don't. Anybody can stream. Are you a good streamer or not? That's the question. But like anybody can do it. I mean, who can't sit there and watch videos or play a game? Like pretty much everybody could do that.
The way I see streaming is kind of like the way I see soccer. Anybody could play soccer, but not everyone can be good at soccer. anyone can stream, but not everyone can be a full-time streamer. Like, I don't think people realize how hard it is to get to that point where you're a full-time streamer on Twitch. It takes a lot of hard work and a lot of strategy, because Twitch has one of the worst algorithms of all time, because they don't push you in any way, shape, or form. You have to bring people to your stream. You can't just sit there playing a game all day and expect money and viewership. Like, it just doesn't work like that. It's literally impossible to grow on Twitch by only streaming. All the top streamers have said it before.
Because like the best strategy for growing on Twitch is still growing on YouTube, TikTok, or another platform.
My advice to anybody that wants to grow streaming, don't stream a lot. You can't just spark up on stream every day on Twitch and get viewers. That's just not how it is. You know, you got to go on different platforms, post your clips, and eventually, you know, if you do it right, people will come. Yeah.
Go on TikTok. Make more.
I ain't seen Queso out his room before. Oh my god. Yeah, I actually seen that clip of him talking about that, because he blew up quick. But yeah, no, Twitch's discoverability is definitely dog shit.
More TikToks, do more YouTube shorts. Try to grow outside of the platform, because if it hasn't been obvious for the past 6 years now, you're not growing on Twitch anymore. That's not how it works. You have to find discoverability through other places.
It's weird when streamers think, hey, if I want to be a Twitch streamer, I gotta start on Twitch. I gotta fire out, I gotta sign up, make a Twitch channel, make a
shut
name
down
for
TikTok too, bro.
When it's literally the worst option to become a Twitch streamer is to stream on Twitch first. You have to do something else where you have to become famous first.
Like, if you have 0 viewers on Twitch, your stream is getting sent to nobody, and the odds of people finding you are slim to none. That's why most of the top streamers had some sort of strategy to bring in viewership to get to where they are now.
I'll tell you how Toady found me.
For instance, Ludwig would do challenges on stream and upload those challenges to YouTube so that the people from his YouTube would tune into his streams. And Queso would take clips from his stream and upload those clips to TikTok so that the people from TikTok would come to his streams. Are you starting to see the pattern here? Like, these streamers never just sat there all day and happened to become big streamers out of nowhere. They utilize different platforms to funnel an audience to Twitch while also most likely working normal jobs. And on top of that, these streamers had to actually be entertaining once people started showing up to their streams, because if someone sees a clip or a video of you and your stream looks fire, like it just looks amazing, it looks like the funniest thing on earth, then that person shows up to your stream and it's just you sitting in a chair playing a game, not really reading the chat or anything, not really being interactive, you're just kind of boring. That person is most likely never going to come back. So that first impression means everything. That's why streamers like Jinxie are so popular now, because his clips are just as funny as his streams. Now, I will say that streaming does get easier after you build up an audience, because you now know that people are actually going to pop out to your streams no matter what, but that still doesn't mean that streaming is easy. Like, if I'm being real, not just anyone can entertain numerous people all at
I've definitely stopped following a streamer because they weren't interactive and entertaining. If I'm in a stream and they're not reading chat, I don't really stick around, not gonna lie. Like, and I know it's hard sometimes, but like, if you're just completely not, if you're not looking at chat at all, like, why am I just here watching you play a game? I'm there for the interaction.
at once, in the same way that not just anyone can be a construction worker or an electrician. Another thing that people don't really realize about streaming is that you're talking for numerous people while you're live, because you're talking for yourself and you're also talking for the chat. Because in a normal conversation with another person, you talk for yourself. You say something, then the other person says something. There's a breathing room in between that. But with streaming, you're talking in both of those spots, yourself and the other person. And after hours of doing that, you can get drained. Now, is all that harder than a 9 to 5? No, not at all. The positives most definitely outweigh the negatives when it comes to streaming. I mean, you're in the comfort of your own home, there's not many physical demands, and you make your own hours. Like, it's definitely a blessing. But all that being said, my overall point is that even though streaming may be easier than a 9 to 5, that doesn't make streaming easy in general. Like, not just anyone can be a streamer. To really understand both sides, you would have to have a 9 to 5 at one point, but you would also have to have some sort of success with streaming, because streaming...
I disagree, but see, and that's the thing is, like, why are you saying that? Why are people saying that being a big streamer is more exhausting than being a small streamer? I feel like it's the other way around, especially if you haven't been, like, discovered yet, I guess. Like, you're still trying really hard, grinding to make clips and shorts and post on YouTube, and like once you reach a certain level, once you reach a certain level, obviously you can't just like stop trying, but the grind to get noticed in the first place is definitely, like, you don't have to do that as much. you also get to make enough money to hire an editor. Especially like, okay, if you're doing like Kai Cenat level streams, obviously he's putting so much thought and effort into his streams, but let's be real, most streamers aren't doing that. You're just playing games or you're reacting, or every now and then you do some kind of like little event, like, okay, so some thought goes into that. But for the most part, how is it more exhausting to be a successful streamer than someone who's still trying to come up?
To an entire audience and like doing it full time is completely different than streaming to like 1 or 2 viewers. And even myself, I've never been a full-time streamer at any point in my life, but I've tried to become a full-time streamer and I completely failed.
Really?
So I know the struggles of streaming. So yeah, I don't think that streaming is harder than a 9 to 5, but I don't think that streaming is easy. Like, I still think streaming is super hard to get to that position that streamers like Hassan or Kai Cenat or maybe even Jinxie are in right now. People don't want to hear someone complain when they're in a worse position than the person complaining, but the reality is that everyone on this earth complains no matter how good their life is. Our brain is a problem-solving machine, so when there's no problems going on in your brain is going to make problems for you to complain.
Are you gonna do another bald reveal because you hit 1K subs? That was in the past, bro. That was in the past. I did it early.
Complain about. I mean, we do it all the time. I'm American, and a lot of you guys watching are probably from first world countries. Now let me ask you this. How do you think other countries feel when they hear Americans complain about their Wi-Fi going out for 24 hours or their Amazon packages not coming in on time? They're probably fed up because some countries don't even have Wi-Fi or Amazon. They legit only got sticks and stones. So you can only imagine how they might think how annoying it is when we complain because they have way less than us. But regardless, we still find a way to complain no matter how great our lives are compared to others. People are always going to find a way to complain. Like, that's just the sad reality. Mr. Beast literally built wells in Africa and people somehow started complaining about that. Yeah, your job may be harder than the streamer sitting in their chair for 9 hours, but that doesn't mean that they can't complain about it. Like, maybe it should be off.
No, the thing is, nobody said they can't complain, but when you say it's harder than a 9 to 5, that's where, like, I personally take issue with that. Like, it's not. And no one's saying streaming's easy, but if you're comparing the two, I would definitely prefer to be a full-time streamer than go to a fucking job that makes you miserable.
Stream or offline when they complain. I feel like that'd be a little bit more sincere, but at the same time, like, everyone on this earth complains regardless of how great their lives are. How do you get along with your coworkers? By complaining about the job, because at the end of the day, complaining is fun and we can't sit here and act like complaining isn't. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All that being said, this is gonna wrap up the video. If you
I
guys
do agree
made
with
this
that,
far,
though.
I appreciate you. If you guys enjoyed this video, then I highly recommend you guys check out my most recent video. It'll be right up here on the screen. But yeah, with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. It's Cameron, and I'm out.
Bye, Cameron. I do agree with that. People just love to bitch, regardless of circumstance. W video facts.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.